Hello everybody, my name is Sadie and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo episode of 5? Yeah, 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's episode 5. So welcome back and let's not waste any more time. Let's load. So we were there. So that is time I will never get back up. Oh, right. Okay. That was right after yeah. Kenji? Wait, no, it's not Kenji, is it? Fuck, I forgot his name. Is it Kenji? Fuck. Wait. Yeah, it's Kenji. Okay. That is time I'll never get back. I get him for this somehow. But right now, I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize that it is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, just she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant, as if she was a vampire who can't come unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straining. What's going on? Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, her skirt and shirt collar, as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. Wow, she looks depressed. Excuse me. She goes into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Oh. So, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big of a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to come in only just before the bell ring, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way there. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. Your chest. Learn new words with Katawa Shoujo, I guess. Your chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so anyway. Nice. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget report, and any other official paperwork. I don't know what this is. That's why I was looking. It was on my desk. Could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms. At the last minute. Maybe that is why it's so quiet today. Hi. Ooh. Misha pops into the room with Chizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hiya, John! Hi. Look, it's the class representative. Hello. He smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Chizune use of the word look. Wait, so it's Chizune that said that. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? Okay, so Chizune is the one saying that. I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Chizune that she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Chizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are particularly inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decide to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. That is true. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shinzune's behalf too? Not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted or as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. Okay. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget report for their events. The first years, except you. Wow. Okay, there's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today. The deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone I had to say the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Playing something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue. Completely, I hate reading. No, I don't hate it. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, how? It's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I've forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her at this exact second. Not here right now. Ask 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's effort to rope me into the student council? I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Hey, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know? What could they possibly have that prevent them from taking 5 minutes of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lee opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said that it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself. Whoa, dear ladies, calm down. Calm down. We could talk about the matter. Calm down. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lee's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she's becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Chizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you. He tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of the sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Holy shit! Okay, I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. Woohoo! I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, compare mess up to you. You're right, difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. Wow. Wait a minute. I have just question. Why do we see that? Was it necessary? Anyway, the air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Interesting. Hichan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hichan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're going to do a lot more than make sure it goes smoothly than this person. I understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. Hey. Okay. I feel like I wanna be, a bit empathetic with Lily here. That's what my heart tells me to do. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted. That's... yeah. That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Oh. Excuses. Miss Class Rep has had plenty of time to deal with her report, and we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success. Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if I have time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn to confrontation with Chizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Aniko you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Thank you, Sao. I'll leave now then. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week, and turns on her heels to make her exit. So as Lee walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Chizune. Feel her eyes burning into my back and covering myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Annika doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. To tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. So the events of this morning class is pretty boring in comparison. Turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead of opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equation taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. This Cheesin and Misha also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Cheesin is signing so fast that her hands make noises like sword cutting through the air. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. She's in it, he signs to the point of where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that, she has to fight back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business isn't finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I used the opportunity to reconcile with Chizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again, though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. And then the people in the school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. Probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. She just coughs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slyly infocused eyes. Whoa. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She says so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thought directly through Misha. Must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, when the student council, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all of our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generation if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws, I think that was encumbrances, nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Chizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting with them. Oh, hello. Wow, why am my jaw hurt from talking so much and it's only been 20 minutes? Oh god. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the doors. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. She then stares at her probingly, causing Annika to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing... That's me yawning, by the way. She's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been there? Sorry, I haven't seen Sato. She came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Chizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course Chizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Chizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at? And to find her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Yeah, I can come with you, if it's okay. Anako nods fractionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she always seemed to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. Oh god damn it. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were we planning to eat with Lily? She nods slightly. So she must have been trying to get in the cafeteria. Well, there's something of dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako could be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and we take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. Doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. Almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing though. Even though we're walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me, given how shy she is. There doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there's not much of a crowd there, but Lily is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just at the library, yeah, I was reading. So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. Ah, so not exactly a thorough search then. Well, if I had to guess, she'd be in her own class like Chizune said, right? Right. The slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. It's like I need double layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both our minds. So you and Lily usually hang out together after class, right? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. Much was rather obvious after all. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastened to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily, come by the classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more. Both of us content that the discussions reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we're met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. Nemo reference. The World of Nemo? Is it the... No, Finding Nemo, not the World of Nemo. Because in French it's literally translated as the World of Nemo. I don't even know why I'm talking about Nemo, but you know. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves. Before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright? Just keep going. The scene passes without as much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building, her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I thought Hanako would have even been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in straight silence, while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Anako come here first and come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reached the door to Class 3-2, with Anako less than subtly positioning herself behind me. I opened the door. Oh god. Oh, this is very unpleasant. People talking. People. I don't know about you guys, but like people talking in crowded rooms is like kind of a trigger for me. Not gonna lie. Inside is a hive of activity. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna do that real quick. A hive of activity. Seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decoration banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There! Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathered around her as she stands at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them, carefully negotiating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space. I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Sorry, who? Oh, sorry, is how. I've Hanako too. Hi. She's pretty skittish, considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lady takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again. For the moment, just ask Moria for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. Quick nod as she bounces off, fingers carefully slaying along the wall, space for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? Quickly turned about, leaning to the side to see past the Hanako. Why? Why am I bad at everything I do? Sure enough, in a corner of the room, Kenji is hunched over a sheet of cloth and he paints it. The signs remain only inches from the brushes, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. Interesting. That's right. Class 3-2 is especially for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous for them. Need a hand? I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. They gives a noticeable sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Will you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Genji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. I take it you've met? Forms in the dorm or rooms? our rooms in the dorm are right next oh, to each other, or to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Oh, god damn it. Friend, I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceeding reminds me of the reason I put her out to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what he's doing, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Interesting. Chor- Chorusing in assent, Anako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Oh. Oh, hi, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large half-painted kanji that's sketched on the sheet in pencil. Kenji? Hello? What? Who is it? If this is the way he treats class members, it's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's what? It's me, so from the right, I know that, man. What are you doing here though? His dismissive attitudes annoys me. I do understand where you're coming from. What about okay. Sorry, I've been playing with this fucking thing since the beginning of the shoot. I should just leave it here. I destroyed the shit out of this little piece of cardboard. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. I was just going to help with the banner, Hanako and I, that is. Hello. Oh, hey, I guess that's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about face. His sudden faux hospitality is slightly unsettling. Okay. Oh, right, woman. Second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all. Aniko and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, into several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2 noodle stall? You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday? Yeah, some stalls outside or something. Or something. His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So how do you want to split this? With the borders while you do the text? Or do you want to switch and do the borders? Text is mine. You do borders. He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako's already debating between colors to use. By the time I've put brush to cloth, she's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially, though. Okay, man, why are you here? Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motivations. I get it. Looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover. Bro, you are the weirdest fucking dude ever. I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in that case. Is that why you're here? Obviously, it sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. We gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school, harsh world. Yes, very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied and sympathetic to his cause. Better get down to work. Finished. Looks like I am too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close as copy as I can manage of hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Aniko and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking among themselves in the classroom. Look at my watch, it's no surprise. It's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Anako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend even to there, just how much of her body was burned? I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the better. You look good, bro! It does, I guess. Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the results, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We've finished the banner. I guess that's all that needs to be done? Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Sao, Hanako. If there's any way I can thank you? It's fine. I'll be sitting in my room studying at any rate. I don't mind he either. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still there? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. He carefully slides his sign onto an empty section of shelf to dry, before quickly walking past us and out the door. See you, man. Bye. Alright. Randy, two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed, the class plans this year were ambitious. Maybe too ambitious. The stalls look nice, though. She's right. It shows that a lot of work's gone into them. My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Isao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. Oh, first time we get this, background. The nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms, trying to eek? The fuck's that word? The most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our all that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush doing school. Without even noticing it, I let a small yawn. Say that as soon as I get one. God damn it. Tired? Yeah. To getting used to. God, 2 in a row? What the hell? I thought it was impossible. Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Chizune took me kind of off guard, though. Grit my teeth a little as the Ken didn't mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. About that, I'm sorry about it being so public. Chizune and I go back some ways. Her voice seems slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I can sue Aniko for her views on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered. I'd be glad once the festival is over in any case. The change of topic's welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine my old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yamaku stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals in such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Aniko and Lily both chuckle in agreement, considering the fact that none of the staff are around to hear her grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku compared to there. Yamaku is much more relaxed. God damn it. That'd go a way towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. Let's come up to the dormitories. It eventually comes time to leave for respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having... I think I hide my yawns pretty well. Worked on the floor for so long before walking into my room. It feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers seem almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I had a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. So yeah, guys, we're playing Katawa Shoujo. Oh boy. My morning alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if it was my greatest idea, but I've determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear I am not alone in my run. Amy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. But just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The friend disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So come on then! What? You're here to run again, right? Well, yeah. So come on! I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling, while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find inviolable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work towards things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We run the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Oh man. What should I do? Oh. Wait. What is going on with the... Whoa. That... Anyway, sorry, I'm adjusting the lighting there. I don't know. I'm trying to adjust the lighting there. Oh, you can you can see in my class. You can see in my glass the game. Like, this is the game. I'm moving around. Alright, take it easy. I let Emmy go with her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of me in an instant. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out there, is it? So I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. God, is this even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. So I'm trying to see if the lighting, whatever, that's weird. Don't mind me. Keeps going. It almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think of it, I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not is a runner. This was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe. Nice afternoon walks. Yeah, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Hemi and head back to my room. I'll think of something else later. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser. It makes me depressed as usual. It's annoying. I thought I was okay. I thought I had made my peace with this thing, gone over it. But what I really did, I allow myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Fin- re- Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before for a month. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That is how I rationalize it. I downed the usual handful of pills, trying to push the some dreary feeling out of my head, and I prepared to head out to class early as usual. As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him, "Hey!" He jumps at the sound of my voice. "Oh, hey man, I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired." I think it's more like you didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping? Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So then, what's in the bag? I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Okay. Damn it. I still get fucking McAfee, I installed McAfee, but I still fucking get the... Anyway. Okay. I thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decided to not point out that he's not wearing a hat. Awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air as that only makes the moment seems more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh, I just wanted to know when the next test day was. Still going to take it though. I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. Usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it. Sorry. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? Don't carry your phone. What do you mean you don't carry your phone? You mean you just leave it at home? No, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. Okay, Kenji, whatever. But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined ominous life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten the head. Where else could I be bit with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The ass? Unexpectedly logical, I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. This is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? I actually bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual AA batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. Okay. He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to the class. And I am going to save here. Actually, it's a good time, I think, to leave. There. There we go. Again with the luminosity. Oh, whoa. I I don't know how I did this. What did I do? What the fuck? What? Wait. Okay. That seems good. Well, in any case, thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, actually, yeah. I'll see you in the next one, as usual, episode 6. Alright. Thank you everybody, and have a good day. Kudos.